Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a Site Delta match from Season 2 of GSL to the 2024. It's going to be Dark versus Stats in a best of 3, top left. It is Dark, and in the bottom right, it is Stats. Stats is back, everybody. Dark just had his first kid. Well, his wife had the kid, but man, a new baby disrupts your life so much. So we'll see if Dark can handle Stats here, and if Stats is back to form in this PvZ, man. Whew. I bet that Stats wishes he didn't have to play Dark to see if he was ready for high-level PvZ, but I don't know. Who else would be a good test, right? Maybe Solar? But Dark is in this group, and yeah, so, okay. Mr. Drone, we're not taking a third hatch. Well, a second hatch at the third location here. Fair enough. All right. I guess you're a scouting drone? What's going on here exactly? Does he want to... Oh my gosh. He wants to proxy hatch. Dark... Come on, man. Against Stats. Like, of all the people, we saw Shin try to do this on the channel not that long ago. Alright. Well, whatever. So, exactly. This is actually more probes than I think is necessary. But I think the Zealot's a little bit later than usual. So maybe that's why we've got 7 probes on this. Usually it's about 5 with a Zealot wailing away. Look at them work this. Wow. Okay, so 7 probes will get the job done. Look at all this lost mining time, too. Like, this is kind of brutal for Stats. I mean, sure, Dark just threw away his ability to, I mean, well, get a hatch down at a normal time here, but whatever. We knew that was going to happen anyway. And then the drone gets in for a scout. So, I mean, hey, remember I'm like, nah, Zerg players never drone scout. Well, guess what? Dark just did. He just happened to proxy hatch at the same time. Nothing else crazy is happening here. Right? Pool's coming in. Kind of a weird place for a pool, right on the edge of the creep here, but like Blinkstalker is blinking up here and just going pow pow pow, spawning pool dead. I'm kind of worried about that from the perspective of Dark, but Dark knows what he's doing. Overlord scouting in, sees everything that's happening, sees the Adept come out of the gateway here, sees we're working on Warp Gate, gets a third base down, says there's really not much you can do here. So yeah, pretty normal opening here, other than the weird proxy hatch Dark went for and Stats destroyed. Did he just extractor trick at 28 supply? He just extractor tricked at 28 supply. What the heck is going on here? Oh, don't get surrounded, Adept. Don't get surrounded. Okay, not gonna get surrounded. Not gonna die. The Shade is gonna help with that. Ooh, it doesn't actually... Okay. Man, 3 kills. Not bad. Slowlings, man. 4 Slowlings versus an Adept. Not a good time for them. Still just making Adepts here. 2 Adepts with a third one on the way. With a Stargate on the follow-up here. Ooh, we're finishing that Shade, friends. He wants to see, where's your second gas? You don't have one. Where's your Roach Horn, Baneling Nest, Lair? None of these things are present. Man, Slowlings though, huh? This is some pretty nice Adept play out of Stats. Okay, that's a dead Adept. Yeah, the Queen range is bigger than 0, it turns out. This Adept's going right back in. Goodness gracious. Ow. So a couple drones have gone down here. This Adept harasses. It's okay. I mean, the problem is the Adepts keep dying, which you don't want to do. Are we making a Void Ray? Really? Really? The first thing here is a Void Ray in this matchup. All right, let's get a Void Ray out here from Stats. That sounds totally fine. Creep spread. Pushing, not good at all, actually. First creep tumor of the day getting thrown down at 4 minutes. What a wonky match this is. This game 1 is definitely wonktastic. Zergling says, is there a third base? Oh, you wanted a third base. Goodbye, probe. Oh, that timing by Dark is so mean. See, this is why you don't just naked expand out here. You don't send a probe down and be like, okay, I'm going to expand. Anywho, there's an Oracle on the way now. Okay, so we get the Void Ray out for hunting Overlords. We get the Oracle out for hunting drones. This Oracle's name, as submitted by Nodes74, is El Guapo. That's right, El Guapo, and can even in a pinch help deal with the Lings trying to take down this third base. Oracle, maybe come back and help. There we go. El Guapo is coming back to help because one Adept is actually not enough to save the day here. Although, you know, some sister Adepts were coming in. Oracle getting 3 kills, but they're Zerglings. You know, you feel better about drone kills if you're an Oracle. Or, man, a Queen kill is even a better feeling for sure. These Lings are not getting anything done, but nice pop in here anyway, just to make sure if the front doors are wide open, we're going to take it. But no. Forge, Twilight Council. Zergizer got his lair, finally getting his second gas, but it's only 2 gas with a Nidus Network. Okay. Nidus Network coming in here from Dark, but with what? Lings and Queens? Ling and Queen Nidus off of 3 bases, eh? Okay, just a handful of Adepts fighting here, couple Oracles, not hero style by any stretch. Got to keep these Revelated Queens away from that Nidus. Void Ray, you know, harassing with the Void Ray is tough because Queen Anti-Air against Void Rays is really good. Wow. Creep Tumor down. That's right. These Adepts, yeah, that was not a shade completion area for them. Not even close. Not even a little bit close here. So, look, third base rolling. Both players third basing. Nidus Swarm erupts. Wait. Oh, here. Oh, where's Queen walking over here? Okay, I guess. This is weird, but fine, I suppose. Dude, front Queens at the front. No, stats. Your third base is in trouble. Another Nidus pops, unloads 2 Lings, hilariously. No, the third base is in trouble. I guess some Lings made it in here. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. The third base is going down. Queen Ling Nidus at the third base. Honestly, who does this? Yeah, Void Ray's not doing jack about this. Not even close. I don't know what killed some drones. Maybe Oracle swung around there and got some work done. Oracle's not dead. So that kind of bodes well here from stats. Void Ray does not want to fight this, but if it can distract a little bit. Dude, another Nidus at the front. Are you joking with me now, sir? And Nidus does not. This one gets denied. Okay, because they're Stalkers now. Before it was just Adepts, and Adepts are terrible against buildings. Ah, here we go. Oracle Friends, 0 kills on that one, 5 kills on that one. I think El Guapo's the injured one, but whatever. It's fine. Shield Battery Overcharge, man. It's a good spell. Always nice. Always forces pretty much everybody back. It's pretty rare. Oh, Stasis actually caught some stuff. What? Oracle's actually sniping off 4 drones down here, too. Nidus dead. We're evacing. This is a weird group of tumors to toss down. Just like covering existing creep positions is weird stuff. I don't know what that was. Might as well leave them and pop them out later rather than pop them out exactly when there are Stalkers there ready to kill them. That was a weird choice from Dark. It's getting a 4th base down this left side. It's 66 to 51 workers. The income tab looks like this right now, where Dark has a nice advantage. Well, because he has the worker advantage. Yes, yes, and there are no mules in this game. Creep spread, and pushing it back this way and connecting these 2 pieces of creep would be really nice from stats, whatever the heck he's doing. Templar Archives coming in here too. Got some Hydras popping out here from Dark. I do like the idea of making Hydras against these Stalkers and against these Void Rays. The Queens are going to really help here, too. Yeah, I don't know about this. The Queen Hydra army with Ling support, especially against Stalker? Stalkers want nothing to do with that at all. Charge, though, can be much better against Hydras and Queens, for that matter. So third base coming up this right side does not get denied. The engagement at the front is just stats getting forced back here. There's just no real room for him here at all. Storm is on the way. Got a 5th base coming up this left side from Dark 2. Ooh, Tumor snipes. Well, it's nice to kill a Tumor when it's coming in. But yeah, I think he's just trying to trade out a little bit, right? He's not going to break this position. But killing some Lings, killing a couple Hydras, all of that's going to be very, very good. It's going to be fine, in fact. Okay, so just kind of keeping the Zerg player at home a little bit. Man, swinging down this way and going after this base with these Stalkers would be pretty cool. But as I mentioned previously, Storm is on the way. Oh, Lurkers are out. Immortal production is happening now from Stats, though. So, oh, Lurker trap. Oh my gosh, he did it. He held the Lurkers there. And then when the Stalkers were on top, got a beautiful spine splash off there. Like, well, we even cleared the creep down this way, so let's throw up a Nidus. And Observer comes in to check, is there something here? And there was, and the Zealots are going to hack this thing down. It does unload a couple high... That was not a good choice. Yeah, unloading anything from that was probably not great, as you just lost a Hydralisk for nothing at all. Hey, look what came down this way. The Stalkers did. Got a couple volleys off on that 4th base. No biggie. Liking it. Army value, 107 to 91 overall supply here. And Stalkers trying to fight. Just without any splash damage, though. With no Immortals either. This is tough. That's why Storm is done, right? That's why Storm is done. Oh, gosh. Immortal, no. Immortal friend. Immortal gets surrounded by Lings. His worst nightmare. And he goes down. Beautiful. So now, Hydro Lurker Ling against Zealot. Guess what? Surprisingly good. Surprisingly kind of awesome against Zealots. Oh, man. Well, let's see. Can we take down this 3rd base? That's a big question to be asking here. Storm's getting thrown down. Shield battery overcharges up. Storm's blanketing these Lurkers. Really, really nicely done. And Stats shuts it down. Stats is like, no. You can't be doing this. This is very silly. Oh, Queen's popping out of the Nidus, though. The Oracles. Ah, the Oracles die. Counter Storm, though, problematic. Is that Microbial Shroud? No. Anyway, Hydra's fighting, eating Storms. Oof. Oof. Okay, Stats. All right, Stats. 61 to 48 army supply. Looking good. Stats here. Statistics. Statistically. A lot of words can be taken from Stats. Oh my gosh, where's your OBS, though? There it is. OBS coming in. Last tumor finally down from the 3rd base, original 3rd base location of Stats, hilariously. Yeah, an Infestation Pit's coming in. It looked like there was Microbial Shroud, but nope. That was not Microbial Shroud. Falcon was hallucinating. It happens sometimes. But yeah, hit the like button if you're enjoying this. This has been a great game 1. Wow. Really, really good stuff here from Stats. He's been on the back foot, in fairness. Hasn't been able to put too much pressure on Dark today. But Storm showed up. Turns out Storm is pretty good in this matchup. Not insanely good, but good. And especially against Lurkers, which are pretty much stationary. It's hard for them to Storm dodge. And by that, I mean, here's the problem. There are no High Templar with this army. What are you just doing Stalkers for? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, all the splash damage is over here. The Archons and the High Templar. Yeah, all the splash damage is with this army, and the non-splash damage army is down this way. I don't know if Stats is going for like a multi-prong style attack here, or what exactly he's going for. But regardless, the Stalkers are not quite what you need to deal with this. Go! Knock down these rocks. Attack right that way. Kill some creep tumors. Ah! Stalkers running. Running for it. Man, Stalkers do manage to blink up to this high ground, but a couple corpses are on the ground down this way. I don't know what Stats is waiting for. He's just like, well, I'll get a 4th base where my 3rd base originally was. I guess maybe try to keep the Zerg off my back until I get more High Templar and get +3 attack and feel better about my army composition. Do I have a big scary Protoss army? Yes or no? You know what I mean? Seismic Spines is coming in. Really surprised we didn't have that upgrade yet, but I guess the Infestation Pit didn't come out until after, way after the Lurkers came out. Alright. Storm. Ah, it does kind of kill that Archon, but a lot of Lings get melted on that single Storm as well. So kind of covering this ramp a little bit here. Queen's fighting. Immortals doing big chunky damage, and they're off creep, so they can't transfuse. Whoa! All right. Stats. And GG! Dark taps out. Stats gets the win in 1439. And is still playing for some reason. My goodness. What an awesome, Awesome, awesome game there from Stats. I thought for sure after the third base went down, thanks to the Night of Shenanigans, that Stats was dead. Dark was on 3 bases. He had Lurker Tech soon. I kind of feel like maybe setting up here was an overextension from Dark. He didn't kill this base, didn't really do any damage to this base at all, and allowed Stats to stabilize, and then Stats got Storm. And against Hydra, Queen, Lurker, Ling, Storm is kind of incredible. Dude, resources lost today, 20,000 to 13,000, and Stats makes it happen. Loses a Nexus, loses 9 probes, but kills 18 drones. You know, 7 Nidus worms got killed. That's a big problem. 10 Lurkers went down, 10 Queens went down. Yeah, Queens early game are basically gods, but the later it goes... The later it goes on, the worse Queens are. You know, Queens late game are exactly awesome. If they have upgrades, I guess, maybe. And there was a missile attack upgrade here. But 1 missile attack upgrade versus +2 ground attack here from Stats. Plus charge, plus blink, plus storm. Yeah, I mean, +2 melee was in there too. So Lings were a good answer, at least until Storm started coming out. And then suddenly, like 300 Lings died here in just 14 minutes. So that's game 1, man. Stats, bam. Taking the game 1 off of Dark. Who am I to question him? Who am I to question this guy? He's back. He's looking good. Just beat Dark in 14 minutes. Let's see how game 2 is going to go. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Game 2 is on Oceanborn, the underwater map. In the map pool, top left, Stats, bottom right, Dark. Whew. So, man, Stats did make an amazing comeback in game 1. He's like, I don't hope that I have to make a comeback in game 2 here, but against Dark, you never know. All right, Dark. That proxy hatch was not a good idea, but I don't know. 7 probes off the line versus a canceled proxy hatch and the lost mining from one of your drones. Maybe somebody can do the math on that and let me know in the comments, because again, I read every single comment anybody ever makes on this channel or my Brood War channel. Not too big to not be able to do that. All right, man. So, walling off with the gateway here is Stats here on Oceanborn. Hatching first is Dark. So good. So fun. Overlord on the scout out. Probe swinging across here too, being like, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? And the answer is not much, friend. Just a hatch first Dorama. The Overlord is in position to see if we're getting cannon rushed. Man, I got cannon rushed on the 3v3 ladder the other day. Not happy. Not a happy camper about that one, I can tell you this much. Pool again. Right on the edge of the creep, dude. What's annoying is I did send an Overlord to poke up and check this area. And I was like, okay, I'm good. There's no probe back here. There's no pylon. Nothing's happening. And I sent the Overlord off to scout somewhere else. And then when the hatch popped, there were cannons back here. It's like, the timing. I didn't have the timing down. How embarrassing. Anyway, second gas, second pylon, cyber core, expansion. All of this stuff is great for Stats. This game is much, much more normal on the opening than game 1 was because, well, getting proxy hatched is a terrible experience. And a weird experience, too. I've just really never seen a Protoss player die to that before. Or even to be more than kind of incidentally bothered by it. It's nothing crazy. Like, maybe a lesser Protoss will overcommit to killing the hatch and or undercommit to killing the hatch. And either of those places, yeah, it's bad news. It's really terrible. But Stats is good enough. This is not a strategy that has come around, since he left for military. So, he's totally fine with it. Anyway, Stargate coming up here from Stats. Are we surprised by this? No. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Shouldn't be. Third hatch, 243 from Dark, getting thrown down. Still no second gas from him. No extractor trick, no lair, no roach warren. Just wants to get into his macro, get up to 60 workers, probably. And then from there, we'll see. We're going to make mutas, maybe. Kind of rare in this matchup, especially against a Stargate opening, but it's not unheard of. Got another Oracle on the way from Stats. Does not make a Void Ray this first time. I don't know. I think the Void Ray did get a couple kills there. Did provide some value. There's a reason we don't see them very much in this matchup. And the answer is Queens. because queens. Couple lings. Okay. All right. The timing on these two lings is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and speed finishes. Second oracle coming in. So they get a perfect scout off. Like, not that they're surprised by this, but they know it's not a DT rush. That's pretty good. This oracle, the name suggested by Build-A-Spliff, says, I've got an idea for an oracle name. It's Dave, a pair of trousers who lived in a large forest. Respect if you know where that's from. And it is apparently from a BBC show, as Dave gets out of here, called, I think, Bottom? I want to say Bottom. Maybe Bottoms? I don't know. Either way, I want to say that's like a 90s, early 2000s BBC show. Ooh, third oracle coming in quite quickly here, too. So I don't know if this is going to be hero style. If we get that fourth oracle, that's going to tell us it's hero style shenanigans. But, queen. Fighting their best today. But yeah, look at this. 40 workers from Dark, transferring some drones down the third base. No spores, mind you. Okay, just kidding. There's a spore in the natural, but there's not a spore at the third. Main base has one too. So I'm not, that's a lie. There are definitely spores, just not here. Which, come on. Just make a spore there. Like, having 39 drones here is not going to be the end of the friggin' world, man. Twilight Council warping in from stats, getting a Forge 2. Boom, boom. Gate. That's what we like to see. Revelation tossed down. More of this Adept shenaniganry. It's not a huge committal to Adepts or anything. They finished this? Oh my gosh, they finished it. Kind of a nice position. Lings can't get a full surround here. Wow. Okay. Actually, Queen's not in a position to deal with that at all. 5-6 drones go down. A lot of lost mining time here. What is happening? That was amazing. Dude, for that to be an Adept finish, that's a great place to do it. Protoss fans, make notes. If you want to finish some Adepts, especially if the Queens aren't exactly in the neighborhood, maybe finish them in here and get some drone kills. Oh my gosh, it's another Nidus. Dark, buddy. Okay, I say to you, all right. Oracles are like, do we activate our beams? And the Adepts are like, nah, we'll just win. Who's gonna win? It's not a big deal. What was that? Stalker? Stalker died to these Ling... Oh my gosh, another Stalker's gonna die. This little Ling attack up to the third base is insane. Okay, wait. Where did that first Nidus pop? Where did you put a Nidus? Oh, right here. Oh my gosh, we're Queen walking again? I mean, it did kill Stats third last time, and it sure looks like it's gonna do it this time. So Dark says, if that ain't broke, this part of the game went great for me in game one. Gonna try to Nidus up here, but Oracle Pulsar Beam damage is not great against buildings. Oh, do you guys remember back in like 2016 when Hero, I think, figured out that Oracles were busted and they were doing more damage to buildings than they were supposed to? Okay, Ling Queen shenanigans here. And like, I think he won Katowice or something on the back of mass Oracles just murdering Zerg buildings. That was a good time. Man, that is... more shenanigans in StarCraft 2. Okay, now we can transfuse, because we've got creep here this time. Shield battery overcharge is expired, not on cooldown yet. But again, I don't know if Queens want to fight against Stalkers directly. Stalkers don't do bonus damage versus Queens, because Queens aren't armored, they're psionic. I don't know. Honestly, volley down the Nidus and then just kind of deal with it from there. Revelation does catch a couple of these creep tumors, doing a kind of better, sort of better job. Another Nidus here. More Lings, more Queens. This is like a Falcon strategy here, Dark. You're executing it a billion times better than Falcon can execute it, but this is, yeah, man, Ling and Queen Nidus. I've done this before. It's worked, and it's failed. It's really kind of come down to how well the enemy prepares and defends against it, which is, I mean, every strategy is that way. Like, every strategy will work or fail depending on how well the enemy is defending against it and preparing for it. Yeah, look at these incredible insights from Falcon today. So it's not hero style Oracles. It's 3 Oracles, very standard stuff. The line between normal Oracle and hero style Oracle is very thin, though. 65 to 49 army supply. Stats. Finding these queens. Ling wrap around. They take down the stasis before it can finish warping in. That's a big deal for Dark. Man, there's just not enough Ling. This is so many stalkers. Oh my gosh, this is so many stalkers. Okay, queen down, queen down, queen down. Is this game just over? Dude, this is insane. Ah, the blink forward. Stats is feeling good, everyone. He's got more stalkers showing up. 58 to 39 army supply. Drones are getting pulled. That's never a good sign for a Zerg player. Drones are falling by the tens here. And another blink forward. Hydras alone are not going to do... I mean, Hydras cost-wise for cost would do this. This is like 6 Hydralisks. Not great. Stats not overextending. Hang on a second. I guess, yep, the Oracles are here to fight. Oh. They do get kind of, okay, one of them gets target fire there. It doesn't matter. Stats with the 2-0 taking down of Dark in a best of 3 in GSL Season 2 2024. Holy smokes. That was incredible. So GG. Like, well done from Stats. I bet you clicking on this never thought to yourself, yeah, this is probably gonna be a 2-0 from Stats. No, I don't think anybody necessarily had that thought in their mind. Wow. Wow. So I'll throw in another game here so that the video length does not trick you. Well, does trick you into thinking there's a third game. Maybe I'll find a Stats Dark game from like 2022 or something and throw it in there. That's always fun. But, yeah, GG, man. Once again, I think Dark just got too cute in both of these games. I mean, yes, the Ling Queen stuff did take down the third. Thumbs up for that. But then after he does that, the follow-ups have been not super great from him. And then Stats is like, well, Mass Stalker, I mean, he did that in the last game. It didn't exactly win the game or anything. But it did make some good trades, kind of kept the Zerg player at home for a while. And in this time, it just worked. It just completely worked. So resources lost 9,000 to 6,000. 24 stalkers died, which is a lot of stalkers. But 12 queens going down is so disastrous for a Zerg player. He had no queens at the end of the game. 0. Wow. 2 of the Oracles went down. 5 Adepts died. 138 Lings. 14 Hydras, which isn't cheap either, especially for a Zerg. But yeah, man. Stats. Stats is just like, maybe my stalkers can win. And then guess what? His stalkers just won. That's so fun. All right, man. GG. Again, third game coming up after this, but if you don't want to stick around for that, that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch/Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, going to be a match between Dark and MaxPax. Here on Hardwire, top right, it is going to be Dark. And in the bottom left, it is MaxPax, the Swedish Protoss player. He is 17 years old. He is challenging a former world champion. Let's see how he does here today from DreamHack Last Chance. Katowice is coming up. Cannot wait to see who comes out on top there. I don't think there's a favorite. We've got Raynor, we've got Serral, we've got Maru, we've got Trap. I think those are the favorites. And Rogue as well. Is there anybody else who's a favorite? Let me know in the comments if I forgot anybody who is a favorite to win Katowice, but that is a lot of names, right? Blocking off the hatch here as a MaxPax. Maybe we will see MaxPax win one. Because, man, he is super impressive lately. He is increasing in skill and knowledge and power. He's not the kid that did proxies every game. And kind of revolutionized the PvT matchup. Nope. He can do macro games. He can do mid games. Middling games? I don't know. Just not cheese games? Anyway. Checking around to see what's going on here with Dark. And again, Dark is just what else do we say about Dark, right? He's a former world champion. He is insanely good at StarCraft. He's very terrifying. I would not be surprised to see MaxPax struggle here because it's one thing to be good against the Rainers and the Serals of the world that you play against a lot on the European server as your MaxPax. It's another thing to come up against Dark, who's a Korean Zerg player and plays a little bit of a different style of PvZ than perhaps you're used to. The timings are going to be different. There's going to be tendencies that Rainer and Serral have that Dark doesn't have, right? So, I mean, I'm just curious to see how MaxPax is going to handle this. Dark is someone who's very good with the Zerglings. I mean, I think every Elite Zerg player is on some level, but Dark is just... he's able to hit you with timings that you're not quite ready for in positions maybe you're not quite ready to see them. So, let's see if Dark goes for some of that here. Just traditional Ling stuff now. He's not Ling flooding at the 2.5 minute mark after he has a third base up or anything, but... MaxPax, it's really up to him to kind of decide how this game goes early, right? So, boop, Stargate opening. Cool. Is he going to go for Stargate all the way here? Is he going to try to go for some Colossus and Disruptors? Maybe some Storm? Maybe a Mothership opening. That'd be kind of cool. We don't see that a lot off of 2 bases. If we do see Motherships, it's usually, you know, after we got 4 or 5 bases rolling. And then they're like, fine, make a Mothership. Alright, so Voider opening here from MaxPax. On the other side, Dark could go for some kind of a Queen Walk, try to murder MaxPax's attempt to go Sky Toss opening. On the other side of it, he could just roll with it. So Ling gets in here, sees the Scout, sees the Stargate, doesn't see a second Stargate, doesn't see a robotics facility, doesn't see any further tech, actually. This is interesting. Nor really any sign of a third base, which is also interesting. No, there is a third base now. Probe sneaking up here to see what's what. Oracle follow-up after the Void Ray is out. Void Ray very good at defending third bases. Oracles are 2. And there's a couple of Lings. Some Lings out here. 6 of them. Once again, it's not a Ling flood. Oh, he's making some more, though. Gets a full surround on Senorita Adept here. With the probe helping. No, the Adept goes down. Oracle has to come in and deal with this. Get out of here, kids. This isn't a place for you. School's been out for 3 months. Alright, more Lings creeping up here. Some spores to deal with, obviously, the threat of Oracle harassment. This Oracle's name, by the way, is Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle Corporation, looking for ways to exploit his workers and customers more so he could buy an even larger yacht. His top engineers were working on this plan when they accidentally caused a rift in space-time, through which Larry fell, ending up on the Protoss homeworld of Ire. Oh. Due to a terrible fault on the Universal Translator, when Larry explained to the Protoss that he was from Oracle looking to exploit his workers to make more money, they thought he said he was an Oracle, looking to kill enemy workers to stop them from making more money. They packed him off into an Oracle, from which Larry couldn't escape unless he killed off an entire enemy mineral line. Whew. Whew, boy. Alright, well, Ling's, sharking around a bit, being annoying, being a constant threat. Good positioning on that Adept. Ooh, sneaking out here, though. You don't want to sneak out. You can get surrounded when you've snuck out there. So, positioning yourself in there, bit of a better place to be. Revelation, helping this Void Ray kill some creep Tumas. Queen's taking exception to that. Dark's got a lair on the way. It is, okay, it is air weapons. We've got the double Stargate now. So it does definitely look like Revelation gets tossed down again. It does look like MaxPax is going for the Sky Toss strategy now, rather than later. Usually don't get +1 air. I mean, you can get a +1 air attack if you're going for like a Void Ray charge lot opening and you're trying to kill Dark that way. And then, you're adding in some Colossus and Disruptors and stuff and some Storm. And then maybe later going into full Sky Toss. So you just got to keep an eye on what that production tab says. See exactly what's going on here for MaxPax. Because it could just be, or maybe like a Void Ray Adept kind of a thing too, right? But Safety Spire coming in from Dark. I don't know if he's planning on using that. Mutalisks trade relatively okay on these Void Rays. But also Hydras and Queens are kind of more what you need to be doing against those units. Zerglings. Alright, look at this. Just opportunistically looking for what he can get. Not interested in going for like a huge attack. As soon as there's probes out in the open, we'll surround them and kill them. Sure. We might lose a few lings to the Void Wraiths. Absolutely, but whatever. There's a fleet beacon and a robotics bay. So maybe just porque no los dos. Maybe we can make some Colossus and Disruptors and Carriers here. Can support that plan from Max Pax. He knows what's up. Max Pax working on 1, 2, 3, 4th base now. 6 o'clock. 4th base is already rolling from Dark End. 5th base coming up top left now. Carrier production begins at the exact same time Corruptor production begins. So that... This might be one of those games where it's like, I'm making carriers, and then there's enough Corruptors to one-shot them as they come out of the Stargate and die. So Zerglings chomping away, taking the guaranteed damage here. Well, tried going for more guaranteed damage by killing that cannon that was warping in rather than the Nexus that was warping in. You know how that works. Man, Corruptor count is 7 with 9 more on the way. Yeah, I do feel like this might be one of those games where it's like, you have Void Wraiths, cute. I just have enough Corruptors to burn you down, and then your carriers are dead, and then you're a sad panda. Or whatever animals are native to Sweden. I don't actually know. There's probably some kind of fox that's native to Sweden. Probably some bears, too. That sounds like a Swedish animal of sorts. Gophers. Woodland-style creatures, right? Active with the lings until they all die, and then less active with the lings because they're dead. Other lings out running a boot, though. Yeah, man, this Corruptor count is 6, 8. So this is a lot of Corruptors. This is a giant Corruptor ball for 8 minutes. But there's been no harassment. There's been no attacks. There's been no really attempts to kill drones at all today. 0 drones have died. There was not that Void Raid style attack with Zealot support that I thought there might be. Max Pax is just like, I'm letting you max out, I'm going to max out, and we'll see who comes out on top. So the Corruptor count is only 23 with 7 more to go. With +1 flyer, I don't know if these Void Wraiths can handle this. Looking at it, the giant Corruptor ball shows up. I've done this before to enemy Protoss players. I've showed up. I've known their opening carrier, and I just show up with all the Corruptors in the world around 8 minutes, and then just win. It's great. So, Larry Ellison might be dead. Oh, we're just caustic spraying down this 4th base. All right, Dark. This is a little bit of a playing with your food maneuver, but sure, Nexus down. And there's no prismatic alignment available, but Void is still a little bit much. The Corruptors, we lost a bunch of them there. 7 of them went down for a Nexus. There's 8 more Corruptors in the way. On the way, as people who speak English say. I'm definitely an English speaker. Yep. So 24 lings coming in. Hive getting researched. Flux Fanes is done. +2 attack and charge getting researched for Max Pax. And once again, the prismatic alignment is pretty scary, even if you have a million Corruptors. 30 Corruptors versus 9 Void Rays. Ooh, beautiful micro there. Snipe an individual Void Rays? Oh, and then it wears off. Oh, no. Oh, no. Suddenly, the Void Ray count is 0, and the carriers are in trouble. And there's a handful of Stalkers trying to save the day. And even shield batteries can't save it here. Stalkers, okay, do manage to shove them away temporarily. But guess what? Dark is making more of them. He's making more Corruptors. He's also got a Greater Spire, which makes sense as a follow-up to this. Because once you've killed all of the Sky Tossy stuff, you want something to kill the ground stuff, too. Broodlords do pretty well at that. Good transfuses on the... Ooh, beautiful transfuses. Going back home to get refilled on HP. And is healed up. It's, again, how English speakers would say that. And a couple of Adepts are like, we're going to go scouting. No. Say the Zerglings, you're not. This is a little bit of an unconventional ZVP, right? Mass Corruptor play. And then some Lings and Roaches come in and say, hey, Stalkers, you can't fight against this many Lings and Roaches, can ya? Shield Battery overcharge doesn't really help a lot when the Shield Battery dies to Zerglings and Roaches here. So Charge Lot's going to be a fairly big threat to the Lings and the Roaches on some level. But if we can whittle those down, that might end up working out. Gotta kite here, don't you? Adrenal Glance is on the way, and that's going to help the Lings do better in situations like that. Also, some Charge Lots coming up top left because, you know, Zealots are into that kind of thing. Yeah, Roaches are just like, okay, we're done kiting. Let's just run for it. Corruptor's cruising down this left side, really keeping all of the pressure on max packs. Resources lost here are 8,000 to 7,000, which is not ideal if you're a Protoss player to be that even in resources lost at 12 minutes. Plus, Dark has an income advantage and has for about the last 5 minutes of the match. So Dark has not lost a base yet. He hasn't lost a drone yet. He's throwing up some spines to deal with Zealot attacks that are probably coming his way later. And Max Pack says, I gotta maybe get some aggression on, yeah? That sounds about right, Max Packs. I think you do. Broodlords are in production. There are already 7 of them. And is their answer to Broodlords? The Void Rays, kind of, yeah. Alright. Max Packs is like, do we want to do this? And the answer is the Broodlord's coming out on the flank, and you're like, oh, okay, so my Disruptors are going to die. Big engagement. The Void Rays have to deal with the Corruptors and the Broodlords here. Transfuse is going down on all of the Zerg units, and Max Pax is forced to retreat. He recalls out, but that won't save one of his carriers from dying anyway, and some drones go down, that's fine. Army value 104 to 81, and then trying to... What are you even chasing, Corruptors? I guess they're just along for the ride, along with the Roaches there. +3 missile attacks on the way. I like that. If you're going for Roaches as your primary ranged ground attack, then yeah, missile attack is the way to go. Additional carriers, +3 carrier attack. Well, air attack is on the way from Max Pax. Max Pax did lose that one Nexus, but he's replaced it, and he's expanding again. So, I mean, he's down overall in supply. Dark has a bigger bank. I did recently cast a Max Pax versus Raynor match. That gets an epic tag. It's on my Patreon, actually. If you're interested in seeing that now, rather than waiting for a month to show up on this channel, because it's a Patreon special cast, you can support me at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for as little as $1 a month and get access to that thing now. Another base on the way from Dark. Quick plug as well for the Falcon Paladin Hour. It's a podcast that I do every week with Samacron, an Australian. Just search Falcon Paladin in your podcast app. You'll find it if you want to hear our thoughts on things like TV shows and movies, and StarCraft tournaments like GSL and ESL events, Premier Tournament stuff. You can check that out as well anywhere you get your podcasts, including Spotify. We're out there. All right, Broodlords raining terror down as they siege upon these warp gates. A little Roach attack same time, running into your sparsely defended 6 o'clock base. Actually pulling back a little bit. The Broodlords, we're not just kidding, we're not really committing here, they said. Bunch of probes gonna die, though, and then the Void Rays show up and eat them all, but how many probes are gonna die before the Roaches deal with them? Do you have Burrow? Burrow would be neat here, but no. There is no Burrow, but that is 17-19 Zealot warp in main base, though. And Ron, good drone pull, rather, from Dark. And they're going to try to take down the Hive, which would be a nice get. Is it going to work? Zealots on top of your drones. The drones are trying to fight and save this thing, but also they're dying. So not ideal. Is that a pylon that got raised? So yeah, the Hive is dead. Long live the Hive. Oh, Fungal. Fungal keeps the Zealots from taking down that Infestor. That's humongous. That's a great play there. That is a mothership. Remember what I said about motherships being like a 4-5 base style thing? Yeah. So the big problem here for Max Pax is that it only has about 50 minerals in the bank, and Dark is sitting on about 3,000. That's a massive discrepancy. Dark's got a ton of bases everywhere. He has so many bases, he doesn't have enough drones to saturate them all, or even have any workers at all in some of these bases. He's just using them for larva production, basically. Little Roach run by takes out 4 more probes. Replacement hive coming in at the natural base here. Had to go to lair and then to hive, which is kind of annoying. But both players are kind of just hanging out at this point, aren't they? They're just sort of, you know, macroing up here. It's really hard to attack into max packs when he's got shield batteries all over the place. And attacking on the creep is really dicey for max packs too. There's spore crawlers coming up there. Same purpose, really. Dark Shrine. When behind Dark Shrine, says Max Pax. I think Dark just kind of needs to go for it. Maybe wipe out most of Max Pax's army, remax on Corruptors, come wipe out the rest of it. And then just go, because Max Pax cannot remax on 400 minerals and 1100 gas. He can't make hardly anything with that, but Dark's kind of giving him some time here. I don't know. Maybe trying to saturate some of his newer bases a little bit. Again, he doesn't have enough drones to fully saturate them, but his income is huge anyway. Ultralisk Cavern in production from Dark. He's getting Neural Parasites. Getting all of the neat little toys that Zerg players have. And you know what? Max Pax is alive. I wasn't sure if he would survive to the 17-minute mark here against Dark with how that opening went. But you know what? He's doing great. I'm telling you, this Max Pax kid, he's one of the up-and-coming, pretty darn excellent European players. I'm just saying. The carriers are like, we can't be bothered with roaches. Void rays. Handle them. Maybe actually kill that pylon if you're going to... There you go. Going to do something. Max Pax has got his Tempest out now to help deal with the Broodlords. Unsurprising that. He still doesn't really have the money to max out, but you know, Dark's only about 2,000 minerals too. So that roach dies. This roach has 1 kill and goes down. Whatever. Probably paid for himself there, I suppose. I don't know what this Archon's doing. Why are you not... He's on hold position, I guess. That's strange. Disruptors, and then a recall out because... Oh, the mothership gets killed. The recall gets canceled. What? Sick plays there. And now you don't have a recall available because it got canceled. So Fungal's getting tossed down on the Interceptors, chasing Max Pax away here. Corruptor Ball cruising on in. Like, oh, yes, you can't recall out. If you can, okay, the Broodlords are... Once the ground army's out, the air is really going to struggle here. Parasitic Bomb getting tossed down on all of these units. The Prismatic Alignment is up. The chaos is real right now. The Corruptors are trying to win, but the Void Rays are really chewing through them extremely hard. Now the Prismatic Alignment is worn off, and now the Corruptors are jumping in on this. Transfuses going on. Throwing down some Changelings. I don't know for what purpose there exactly. Vision, maybe. The transfuses are good. Maybe some Neural Parasite would be hot, but I think they're just throwing down... There's the Neural Parasite on one of the carriers here. Corruptor Ball's not big. Additional carriers come from the south. This is Max Pax. Is he winning this engagement? I don't know. I don't know what the Broodlords are going to do for you here, though. There's not enough Corruptors to handle these carriers or these Tempests, but he's making 9 more. That's exactly what he can do. That unfortunately, Max Pax is not as easily able to do here. So he's got another recall coming in. He loses a couple carriers during that recall. Oh, Void Rays with the bad rally. And suddenly it's 164 to 181 supply. So yeah, a little bit of a Zealot attempted run by up this way. That's why we have spines in these positions, says Dark, is for that very reason. Max Pack says, I gotta keep going. I didn't kill any bases there. Some Ultralisks on the way, and exactly 0 Immortals to handle said Ultras. Archons are not bad, however, especially, you know, if they've got the +2 attack. Doing that extra damage versus all things biological, which is everything that Zerg is. Continuing, man, the Archons are just getting eaten alive by the Broodlings that are coming from the sky here, and I don't know if there's enough for Max Pax to do this. The Corruptor count is big, as we keep mentioning. Dark had a minute to make a few more with his superior income. Our value is 128 to 67. I think this might just be it for the army of the Swedish Max Pax. Yeah. Woo! Down to 24 army supply. Just too much. I mean, sure. 14 drones died at this base. That's pretty good. Max Pax is like, I can do it. I'm making 2 Void Rays at a time. I can totally win this game. And Dark's like, are you serious? I've got 3 times the army value that you do. We're going to caustic spray down your bottom right-hand base. Bonk. All these probes have nowhere to go anymore. There's another Zealot attack up the left side, which these Spines are handling, and which its Ultralisk is going to try to handle here too. It's 190 to 93 supply. And I mean, at this stage of the game, it really seems like Dark has this entirely under control. He's doing great. He's got +3 attack for his flyers. He's got +3 attack for his missiles. Got Neural Parasite, Fungals, Parasitic Bombs, Abducts available here too. Max Pax is making more Void Rays. His army is 5 Void Rays and a Mothership. I mean, look, Max Pax. I love you. I understand you're really trying to beat Dark here. That'd be a nice feather in your cap, but that's not happening today. Maybe in the future, but not today. Because Dark, you left him alone too long, man. You just didn't harass him enough. You didn't kill any of his bases. That's just going to be a hard way to win. Ultras are chomping away at a bunch of your probes down here. Maybe not, actually. And then draining all the energy off the shield batteries. This base dying, too. Going after the newer sources of income, which I say in every one of these StarCraft games. If you go after the newer sources of income of your opponent and chomp those down, you're gonna win. Yep, there are more probes dead. Nexus dead. Trying to rebuild this one down here, too. Max Pax. I don't know if this is like the final game in a series between you and Dark, but you're seriously making Dark finish this. I mean, he's got Void Rays, and if you've got Void Rays, you've got a chance. It's usually how this goes. Stark's maxed out. He's got the bank up again. 3,000 minerals, 2,000 gas. What are you pulling back for? Kill this? How is this alive, Dark? Guess you can't really make a bunch of Speedlings. They've got some Speedlings to handle that. He's got 14 Lings and 4 Ultralisks. So run down to the bottom right, kill this base, and you got this thing. Dark is sort of kind of playing with his food here. Come on, Dark. Max Pax doesn't deserve that. And look what I said about Zerglings. Oh, that poor guy gets caught out and adrenal gland to death. And there's actually army to defend this bottom right base now. Remember when I was like, you should probably get in there. Actually, only +1 attack and +2 armor for those Lings. They've got adrenal, but that's it. So maybe that was just calculated by Dark. He pulls the army of Max Pax down to the bottom right. So he comes to this third base of Max Pax, rains down the fire that is Broodlings. With only +1 attack, though. The strike attack from the Broodlords is 3, but there's only 1 attack here on the Broodlings and, you know, the +2 armor we talked about. That said, gonna burn this down. This base, there's no income here, though. So I guess you're killing, sure, some warp gates, couple cannons. I suppose 138 to 53 army supply really does not seem at all promising here for Max Pax. He's gonna get parasitic bombs tossed on his Void Rays. They're gonna try to engage with stuff. Oh, the Ultralisks came down, and the army was ready to deal with that. So Max Pax is getting squished into this one source of income, which he's lost once, and Dark very casually allowed him to retake. But you know, I mean, I don't know. Is that a fair thing to say here? I'm not sure that it is. I mean, look, Max Pax has been playing hard. He's taken Dark to 25 minutes. Whether this should have been over 5 minutes ago, I don't know for sure, but yeah, these Zealots getting caught out. And feedbacks on those Vipers, storming on the Corruptors too. Great use of High Templar play there by Max Pax. He doesn't have the army to handle this, but he's spellcasting to within an inch of his life right now. Ling's cruising down the left side. I mean, look, all hats off to Max Pax here. He's doing great. He's fine. He's taking advantage of the fact that Broodlords are slow, which I can definitely support, but it's kind of expanding in a couple places, and the Broodlords can't handle all of that. Shield battery overcharge kind of saving the day here. I mean, really saving the day here, yeah, without question. Dark. I'm going to kill this base for the second time today because he allowed it to come back. Is Dark just like a healthy respect for Protoss? Is that what this is? He's like, I've lost the Protoss a lot this year. I don't want to keep losing the Protoss. Ultralisks in amongst the bottom right, but getting surrounded by Zealots is bad for an Ultra. Especially if they don't have their full upgrades. They don't, but the Zealot... never mind. The Hydralisks win anyway. So that base is dead. There's our storm and engagement right here. Mothership down. GG! There we go. Dark is your winner. MaxPax finally taps out, seeing the future for what it is. And GG. Well done, Dark, getting the win there. Tough, tough loss for MaxPax. He feels like he was probably a bit closer to getting that than maybe we all thought. But yeah, a 38,000 resources lost from Dark and 53,000 for MaxPax. That is how in control Dark was in this game. Only one Hive died today. One Hive died. 4 Nexuses went down. 71 probes, 35 drones. 73 corruptors went down. That is so many. He had 29. He made 100 corruptors today, and it pretty much worked. All 12 carriers died. Void Ray death count is a total of 36, with 9 left on the field. Mothership died. Replacement Mothership on the field there, too. So, yeah, Dark just defending extremely well. MaxPax trying to do the stuff, getting Sky Toss up, trying to send Zealot charge attacks out across the map. But Dark was prepared for it in most every case, except for the one in his main. And then just the Broodlords were very patient. Dark was overall very patient there, not really willing to engage into situations that were dicey for him. And he gets the win. So well done. Well done indeed to Dark. MaxPax not quite there yet, but you can see the progress that he's made. So GG to the young one. MaxPax from Sweden. And that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.